Pepper says, I know you're working crazy hours this week, but we can always organize and clean up something in this basement. It is that time of the week again. It is time to get back into this hoarded basement. And this time, Miss Pepper is going to be helping Mommy organize this hot mess in the back corner. All right, everyone. So this episode is going to be more on the sweet and short side because this week I am covering vacations and I'm working 6 days and it's just 9 to 5 and I don't have time this week to do my normal full basement videos or any full videos because I'm working and I'm doing this after work, after sports. It's getting late and I am getting tired. But I wanted to make sure that I had a video this week. I didn't want to not do one. So I figured maybe if I do just organizing some of the yard sale stuff, and organizing, I mean just having a defined box so it's not a hot pile of stuff, that would be good and we would be moving forward closer to getting ready for our yard sale. All right, so I have my Sharpie and my labels ready to go because my YouTube family has taught me the very big importance of labeling these bins. Now, we're going to try and organize these boxes as labeled yard sale bins because a majority of stuff back here is going in the yard sale, but it's just a real big pile of mess. Now, this teal bin is a yard sale bin, and I have these plastic bags that I saved so that shoppers can put their new treasures in the bags. And this bin was actually from the Minimal Moms episode we did, and it was time will tell. Now, I decided, as time told, that I'm going to put it in the yard sale. So it's very important to make sure that I label it so when yard sale day comes, hubby knows which totes we're going to bring up. So I know down here that so many random things were brought down to this area designated for yard sale and thrown into bags and scattered all over the place. So the goal is really to funnel all the yard sale items into the bins in the boxes so that all the yard sale stuff is in one designated area. Because I found at every single yard sale, when it's time for us to pull it all up, normally the day before, that I'll forget to bring boxes up and outside. And I'll find them either a couple days or a couple months after. And I'm like, darn it, I forgot to add this box to the yard sale because it wasn't organized. And right now, I'm really trying to develop my organizational skills, being able to define categories better, because for my entire life, I didn't realize how much my ADHD influenced my hoarding disorder. With my hoarding disorder, my whole life, I've attached these deep-rooted emotions to my items. I humanized them. They made me happy. They were my security blanket when I was stressed out. I knew my stuff was there, and it always brought me comfort. And then you add a cup of ADHD to that hoarding recipe, and you have a bunch of stuff everywhere. Because if I wasn't in hyper-focus, I had the hardest time organizing things and categorizing things. And because my mind is always spinning, I was always dropping things either in a bag or in a certain corner, and I would drop and go because I was trying to catch up with my thoughts. And the hoarding part of me already felt that security that I had it in a bag, squirreled away in this corner of my house, and now I feel calm and can continue with my day. And this was just a cycle that continued and continued for a majority of my life. So now we're trying to alter these behaviors and habits. We are decluttering. We are able to let go of things. We are now putting them into the label bins. So when the yard sale comes, hubby will know exactly what he has to bring up the day that we're setting up. And I am happy to say that a majority of this stuff in this back corner is yard sale stuff. And I have to admit that I'm really incredibly happy that things that I used to hold on to and I thought I couldn't let it go, Now we're going into the yard sale. Over time, we have been strengthening our decluttering muscles. You guys have seen it throughout the years. When I first started this channel, I couldn't get rid of any children's things. As long as my children are okay with letting go of the item, I can feel good about letting go of the item. And speaking of which, they're actually excited about putting things in their yard sale because they said that they want to make some money. And I was pleasantly surprised to have some Tossy Tossies in this video too, because honestly, it's like 10 o'clock at night when I'm recording this, and my sole focus was just organizing the bins and condensing it all into this back corner. And I really wished I had hubby with me trying to move this elliptical, move this rack. I'm kind of recording in these tough angles because it's so tight in this little area. But hubby works third shift and he sleeps right before he goes in. So Mama's doing this solo for now, even though he'll probably yell at me the next morning for trying to move this. But hey, I was determined to have a video this week. And when you're driven to do something, you just get it done. Now, it looks like all these tubs in the very back corner, we're finally in that back corner of the basement, looks like all yard sale items. So now I'm going to take this basket of yard sale items and start to condense it into these tubs that I found halfway filled. That way we empty out the basket, the tubs are filled, we can stack it nice. It's all good. Now this bin right here, I cannot find the lid to it. I'm sure it's somewhere in this basement. So when I start stacking everything up, I'm going to have to put that last. But luckily for the teal tub, I did find the lid for that. Hooray to some organization down here. And as I stack all the boxes on top of each other, I realize that yes, it is a lot of hard work, but hey, who needs to go to a gym? This is my workout right here, trying to lift and get everything together over here. You always got to put a positive spin on it. That way you can enjoy the process and make fun of the process instead of dreading it. And now it's 11 p.m. and it's getting really late, so it is time to start sweeping up all the mess underneath of it. But I have to say, just by moving those boxes around and condensing them, we opened up the space so much. Stuff was thrown everywhere. I could barely get in here. I could barely get my tripod in here. And now we have the bins stacked up. They're labeled. We clearly know that everything in this back corner is yard sale stuff. And look, there's so much room that Peppy can lay down on it. She loves it. Pepper is totally a minimalist and says, get rid of it all so that I can sprawl out on the floor. But I was really afraid with my crazy work schedule this week that I wasn't going to be able to do anything in the basement. And the fact that we just were able to take some time, do a mini organize, condense the bins, it actually made a huge difference down here. And I'm glad that I took the time to try. Whether we did a big declutter or a small organization, we're still making progress. We're still moving forward. And that's what it's all about, is progress and not perfection.